This one played last night. Andy Roddick, of course, a possible semi-final opponent for Leighton Hewitt, and in fantastic form. And to call this one, Fred Stolly and John Newcomb.
Thank you, Shero. The number 2 seed, Andy Roddick, 18 seed, Tommy Robredo, who was named after the drummer from The Who. His dad loved that music. And there's Tommy Robredo in the red shirt, top of your screen, serving to Andy Roddick in, well, no, what colour shirt do you call that? But Tommy Robredo is getting a pasting here, Nuke. They've played 6 times, and Roddick's pretty much blitzed him every time.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised that would happen here at the US Open this year, the way Andy Roddick has been playing since the beginning of the tournament. He has really come out firing in every match. He's in terrific form. Question is, can he keep it up throughout the championships? Last year he struggled a bit during the tournament until he got to the final, and then he played superbly.
Over another Spaniard there, Juan Carlos Ferrero. The last time these boys played was in Paris on a carpet. Roddick won 6-3, 6-4. Ferrero is a pretty tough competitor, though, and he's looking to play well enough here at the US Open to get a spot on the Spanish Davis Cup team. In another couple of weeks' time. 40 love. And that's the game to Tommy Robredo, the first game of the third set. It just put a period to the story of the chair umpire in the last match that you saw, Serena Williams and Jennifer Capriati. Statement was handed to us this morning by Brian Early, the US Open tournament referee, saying, regrettably, the replay on television showed that incorrect overrule was made by the chair umpire. Mistake was made with this call with chair umpire Miss Alvarez. Miss Alvarez, she's not scheduled to officiate another match during the Open. Sorry, Newt, and they're the stats. It didn't give you time to look at it. Apologise for that. But boy, what a few screw-ups the chair made in the last game of that match. 3 in the last game.
That's the battering ram. The forehand, cross-court forehand, opens up the court, down the line, moves in for an easy put-away volley. The other battering ram that Roddick has is the first serve, and the second serve is not bad either. One thing I have noticed about Roddick is that he likes to play quickly. And he's got a quick service action. He walks around the court quickly. Certainly, if I was playing him, I'd be stalling. I'd be walking about half as fast as I normally would. Just keep everything a little slow.
That's not stalling, though, is it? That's just slowing things down. Yeah, that's right.
Be walking as slow as I could get away with it. Let's put it like that. Brad Gilbert, the guy has been coaching Roddick for about 15 months now, since Wimbledon last year. Just before Wimbledon last year.
So he nearly made it. He would have loved to have done that. Roddick, whose nickname is Hollywood, lives out there now, or actually lives in Austin, Texas. So this is a dangerous shot. All for the highlight reel. Roddick's never lost here in the round of 16s at the Open. He's reached the quarterfinals, at least the quarterfinals, the last 3 years. He's the defending champion, of course, this year.
And there it is, 2 break points, 2 big first serves.
So 43 aces before this evening in the championship. Roddick.
I think if you get Roddick down 15-30 or 30-40, as he tosses the ball up to serve, you give him the one out wide to your backhand. You just wait for the forehand.
And then he whacks one out there to the backhand.
Well, see, that was game point for Roddick, though.
Right.
It's when he's down is when he usually goes the one down the middle.
Quite incredible serving. So it's 1-1 in the third set. Fastest serve recorded by Roddick is 246.2 kilometres an hour, which he served at Queen's Club. That's the record. He's got it to 244.7 here. Just 1 mile an hour slower than the Queen's record on grass.
Love 15. Roddick's only, Robredo's only 22 years of age. He came into this tournament seated 19th.
He's 4 months older than Roddick, though. Roddick's only 22. Robredo's 4 months older. They played a lot against one another in the juniors.
I think Robredo's going to be one of those players, though, Fred, that he's going to be around in the top 15, top 20 in the world for a long time. He's got a good, solid game. One of the reasons why he can't move up into that top ranks as quick as Roddick has done is that he doesn't have those big weapons.
Doesn't have the big shot, the put-away shot. Very convincing, and that's a look at the new technology showing Roddick's path to the net. A tough time here for Robredo, who's had success on all surfaces this year. May won in Barcelona, a big victory for him on home turf on clay. Beat Gaston Gaudio in the final, who eventually won the French Open. Semi-finalist on grass at her Togetbach before Wimbledon. More of a traditional type player too, Newt. No two-fisted backhand. Not too many of the Spaniards without a two-handed backhand. Still break point. Well, not a happy camper there. Missed the forehand. So the early break in set number 3 goes to Roddick, 2-1. For 18 against the number 2 seed. And hot favourite over here, the defending champion, Andy Roddick. And Roddick with a service break at 2-1. Just sheer pace of shot there. Lucky he was able to stop it. 15 love. Anticipation from Roddick. He was there right on that one, tagged at cross court. He's yet to lose a set in the championships this year, Roddick.
How many times do you see him making his opponent run across the back of the court, but not near the baseline. They're way up near the backstop, and that's the power of his gun. He forces them back about 12 metres behind the baseline. And from there, it's just impossible. It's just a matter of when they're going to lose the point.
30-15.
14-15.
And there's Robredo trying to stand in close. He was only a metre behind the baseline, trying to make something happen, but it's coming so fast. Must be harder to see at night also.
Game Roddick.
Well, it's tough to defend against that, isn't it, Nick? You've got to just try and block it back. I hope you don't get hit.
Roddick leads.
No chance of getting any sort of a swing at the serve. So Roddick consolidates the break. 3-1 now. Mentioned this match played last evening following the Capriati Serena Williams slugfest.
Caught a little bit of the line, I believe.
15 love.
Talking about Roddick struggling a bit last year, Nick. It was in the semi-finals, wasn't it, against David Nalbandian, where he saved a couple of match points and then went on and just won very convincingly in the final.
Yeah, he was lucky to get away with that match against Nalbandian. He was down 2-0 when he was down match point in the third set, and not playing well at all. Backhand was horrible that day.
30-15.
It just surprised the heck out of me. He came out the next day in the final, and his backhand, it was like another player.
Yeah, never missed the ball.
No.
30-15. Well, the crowd like somebody that gives it their best, and even though he's way down, Robredo still gives it his all, reaches this one, just pokes it wide. Beautifully produced backhand there. Gets Robredo another game. And at this stage, it's Roddick still in control. 2-0, 3-2 with a break. And one back this match because of a rain delay. This is round 4, a replay for a spot in the quarterfinals. Played last night. Roddick 6-3, 6-2, 3-2, and serving.
One of the few times that Robredo has been able to take the initiative after return of serve. Love 15.
That's 15 all.
Boy, that one had some break on it. That was a good camera angle. You could see how that ball, the moment it left the strings of the racket, just kept breaking away. Only got 9 aces, though, so far.
Yep. Well, even if you're there, to get that one back in play with such power off the Roddick forehand is a tough ask. 40-15. Great effort from the Spaniard.
Second effort here just to reach that one, and good control of the racket head. Nice pick up from Roddick. Not quite good enough, though. Back at Juice. Where's he going to serve this one, Fred?
Your guess is good as mine. I'll go down the middle.
He put a really good wide one in a while ago.
Over the low part of the net, he gets that extra power. And as you mentioned, he likes this one when he's in trouble. Down the tee on the Juice court. On this occasion, he may go out wide. Well, that's the favourite serve right there. That's pretty good effort from Robredo to get the racket on that ball.
How long do you think, Roddick, how many years do you think you can keep hitting the ball this hard, playing like this? It's got to take a bit out of the arm, hasn't it?
Well, I'm one of those that think, in the minority, I'm saying in the minority, that think that in 2 or 3 years that arm's going to blow out. Well, because it's just so much power in the, the rotator cuff, just with the motion. Yeah, it's a very similar motion to a point that Patrick had, that Rafter had, straight up and into it. And he's only a young fellow, 22 years of age, and with the pace at which he hits the ball off the ground and the serve, I don't think the arm is designed to take that sort of abuse.
Well, he doesn't back off anything. On the first and second serve and forehands, everything is hit as hard as he possibly can. That has to take a toll sooner or later.
That's my thought anyway, but a lot of folks disagree with that. Called long. One of those times where you agree with me, Newt. That's the second time this fortnight. It's not bad.
Well, we must be right if we both agree. Time will be the judge. Oh, that's bad. He served a couple of bad double faults. That one 30-15 and another one before at 15-30 down. That was to help him lose his serve previously.
It's a pretty good angle on that slider out there too. And a few of the patrons are leaving. They've had a long evening watching the women's singles quarterfinals and now this match.
Yes.
This one finished up last evening after 11:30 at night. So the spectators trying to get home into Manhattan or out to Long Island, where they live. Juice.
Advantage Roddick.
Game point now, break point for Roddick.
Yes.
Saves the break point there. Forehand barely missed the mark.
Good shot, says Andy Roddick, and it was a good shot.
Advantage Robredo.
From below net height, over the high part of the net there. Nice control of the ball. Plenty of pace on it too.
Yes.
Change up routine there from Robredo, serving and volleying. It was a well-placed volley. Didn't have a lot of pace on it, though.
Yep. Game point.
Game Robredo.
Robredo whole serve. Roddick still has that break. It's now 4 games to 3. We're in a rain delay here. This is a replay of the match completed last night. Roddick in a handy position here against the Spaniard Tommy Robredo.
Robredo's only come back once in his career from 2 sets to love down. You remember who that was against, Fred?
No, I do not.
I was pretty disappointed. I watched that match, actually.
What, you disappointed?
I wasn't watching it live. I was back in Australia. It was at the French.
Against Leighton Hewitt.
Exactly. It was last year at the French, and Leighton played unbelievable first 2 sets. Just played great. And this guy started to work his way back into the match and started playing better and better, and Leighton started playing more and more cautious. And 5 sets to Robredo. There's that knee bend where he seems to get a lot of his body weight power, isn't it? If you watch him from here, he bends his knees and then catapults up into the service action, and of course it's a good shoulder and hip turn as well, rotation.
There's no real body weight transfer, though, is there, onto the back foot and through. He brings that right foot in close and then jumps up like that. Starts off with the feet spread apart, like this, and then it comes in. There it is. Pretty decisive game, though, from Roddick.
14 to new ball.
5 games to 3 now.
Showing the new balls. Looks like someone got hit back there. No.
As I mentioned, they play one another a lot in the juniors, and Robredo was one of the top juniors in the world. In those days, he handled Roddick's action. Not so much the last 3 years, though.
Yeah, you got to have some weapons, some real clubs, that preferably 2 in your arsenal to be right up there at the top. Having said that, Fred, if you look at Leighton Hewitt, you can't really look at any of his shots in the game and say that they're real clubs, can you?
No, but he sets up points, and when he gets... When he gets his opportunity, he does get enough pace on the shot to put it away. But the same thing for Robredo. When he gets a good short ball, he can crack it enough to get into the net, but there's nothing that's there there's no surprise elements there.
No, not sheer power like Roddick's serving for him.
He's one of those fellows that you, against Tommy Robredo, you know you have to beat him. He's not going to give you anything. He's a fighter. He's making use of the short ball when he gets a good serve in to get into the net. 40-30.
Well, to see how far Robredo was back, he was almost back on the backstop there. Got to be 10, 12 metres back behind the baseline. Pin back. One of the few times when he was able to escape the trap he was in. Look at him here, hustling around. Roddick doesn't quite get this away, and now the big forehand from Robredo. Now he's got Roddick on the back foot. Defence becomes offence.
Yeah, and the crowd love it here, don't they? Roddick can't believe that he stayed in the middle of the court when he smacked that overhead. Advantage Robredo.
And
Robredo hangs in there, holds on. 5 games to 4, Roddick, 2 sets to love. While the number 2 seed, Andy Roddick, comes out on court. He has yet to lose a set in the championships. An hour and a half they were on court at this stage last night. This is a replay of last night's match. We're in a rain delay here at the US Open. And Roddick looking for a spot in the quarterfinals.
Where would you stand to receive Roddick's serve or give someone advice to stand?
And when now or 20 years ago?
No.
No, now I didn't matter. I always liked to stand no further back than the baseline. I used to like to try and pick the ball up in the short backswing and block it back. I think everybody's a little different in that area. I never like to try and hit balls with my forehand grip from too far back. That's a great shot.
Yeah, good passing shot, but a good play from Robredo. He attacked Roddick's second serve. Beautiful shot down the line, and this is a terrific passing shot from Roddick. Not much room to make that in.
That's just too much power. Match points now for Roddick. Finishes off with a couple of aces. And that one into the cheap seat. So Newt hasn't put too much wrong, Roddick, has he? He hasn't put a foot wrong so far.
No, it's been very convincing what he's been doing. But I haven't seen a player yet that's come out and really tried to change the pace up on him a little bit, give him a few things he doesn't like, and he seems to have everything that's playing right into his game.
Well, Andy Roddick, one of the favourites here. A lot of them think that he can win the title here. He's got 3 more matches to go to do that, the defending champion. So he's through. We'll take a break and be right back with more from the US Open.